Hey guys, Sniz here, and in my previous video we talked about Boss Rush, and I mentioned that I was planning on min-maxing Boss Rush a little bit further, and so we started doing that today, and I just decided to make a quick little update video just giving you guys the details on what has changed and what we're doing differently from the previous video. So the first major change is the fact that we're not running City Squares and Bazaar anymore, but we are instead running Coves and Cemetery. Now, I will leave a link to a post down below teaching you how to read the Coves layout, but if you're able to read the Coves layout and you know where the boss is, I think this is faster than City Squares. I've done many of them today, and I don't think any map can compete with Coves if you know how to read the layout. You only have 4 layouts, 4 possible boss positions, definitely worth your time to go through and understand. It is extremely fast. Now, if we're gonna do Coves, because it's that fast, we need a good connected map, and Cemetery is really the only other realistic option we have. Cemetery itself, unfortunately, isn't easy to read. There's not a simple trick, we don't really have a guide for it, but if you've run enough cemeteries in your time, / if you run enough now, you will learn to sort of be able to read Cemetery. All in all, it's a nice open layout with straight walls. It's really not that hard to navigate through if you're really fast. And I do think with the benefit of being able to run Coves at that speed, losing a little bit of time on Cemetery feels fine. Compared to Bazaar, I still think Cemetery is faster than Bazaar on average as well. The second big change is our new Atlas passive tree. Now, in the previous version of the Atlas passive tree, I was still doing things on the side, so I still had influence monster nodes up here, I still had influence back size, but with the new updated tree, we've decided to fully commit just to boss rushing. So, to give you guys a quick rundown of what's happening, we still have all the nodes down here for the 2% chance for an additional connected map to drop from a boss kill. You are going to over-sustain if you take all of these, so you could probably test that out. I'm still trying to find the sweet spot, but I do think you can drop 2, maybe even 4 of these nodes. They aren't necessary. Then, instead of doing essences, we've completely dropped essences because, as you can see, I don't kill anything other than the boss now. We've gone for the heist nodes, this heist node here, and this heist node here. If they're on your way and you see them, you click them once and maybe you get a blueprint. Today, doing a few of these maps, I made a few X just from unusual gem blueprints. So these 2 clusters, very worth in my opinion, but also optional. Okay, then for the rest of the tree, we've taken every 0.5% chance for map drops to be duplicated on the tree. So we have every single node for map duplication. This is just to min-max our map sustain and also the chance to duplicate Conqueror and Guardian maps. It looks like the skeleton of a tree because you're not really taking any notables, but that's what we've done. It works really, really well. And then we've taken this node, so we get the 10% chance for double progress. The rest of these nodes don't do anything while doing boss rush, the way we're doing boss rush where we don't kill anything else. Then we still have the Conqueror map nodes, this one for increased Conqueror map drops. We have the Guardian cluster, we have the Synth cluster. That is the tree. I will leave a link to it down below. I do think that this is a really good tree for like the self-sustained loop where you don't have to trade anything and you just focus on killing the boss. And then the last big change is the build that we're using. Now, the Slayer that we used for the previous set of runs, that was just a Slayer that I had laying around. So this build's more focused on trying to do boss rush. I got the idea of doing this build from someone doing Gift Labs with a build very similar to this. I saw a video about it last week. I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. But the main idea is it functions like a lab runner in the sense that we're fast. We're really, really fast. That's all you want. The faster you are, the more money you make. And then once we get to a boss, I weapon swap into a TR bow and quiver. I put down ballistas. I TR attack myself for focus ballista. I apply Withering Step for a lot of wither stacks, and then I leave the map. Now, am I convinced that this is the best setup for boss rush? Not yet. I do think that this has a lot of potential, and it probably can be made a little bit faster. But as you could see from the clips at the start of the video, the single target still isn't quite there. It still takes me a few seconds to kill the bosses, and I do think you can be faster. So I'll leave a POV to this down below. I'm not going to commit to going over everything in detail right here. Like I said, if I reach a point where I think this is worth it, I will make a detailed video about the build itself. I know Palstron's also working on a build for this, which seems like it has a lot of potential, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, that's all that's changed. That's the current state of Boss Rush. It's still working really well. We're still generating a lot of currency. It's faster now than ever. And there we go. That's all the changes. I know, sorry, pretty short video. There's not a lot of info to give, and you now know all the changes that we've made. Regarding the build itself, I still think we can fix the single target. I might try traps, playing around with traps instead of TR. But I'll keep you guys updated on that. As for the new map layout, the Atlas tree layout, and the maps that we've decided to run, those work really, really well, and I do recommend you give them a try. Like I said, I'll leave a link to the post that teaches you how to read coves in the description below. Do check that out. Don't try and blindly do coves. You are going to waste a lot of time if you don't learn to spot the different boss locations. But okay, that's it from me. My name is Sniz, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, remember when I said that we're not gonna get any loot? You guys remember that? You guys remember when we said we weren't getting loot? Oh, well, okay. Well, okay.